What do you think would happen if one of America's very own warships shot a torpedo at the President of the United States? This is the story of a ship that could be argued to be either extremely unlucky or just destined to fail from the beginning. You may have had your fair share of misfortune, but I guarantee you this ship had it worse. Next time you feel like life is against you, I want you to think of this ship. The ship I've been speaking of is the USS William D. Porter, nicknamed the Willie D. A Fletcher-class destroyer named after Commodore William D. Porter. In 1943, the ship was fairly new and about to embark on one of its first and most important missions. It was a top-secret escort mission of 32nd President Franklin Roosevelt to South Africa. It was tasked to meet up with a battleship named the USS Iowa, which the President was aboard, and a few other destroyers. The ships were instructed to maintain radio silence to keep from alerting any German U-boats that may be lurking below. November 12, 1943, during the ship's departure to rendezvous with USS Iowa, its anchor got caught on a sister ship, causing the dock ship to be damaged. The very next day after the ship's rendezvous with the Iowa, a depth charge fell off the Willie D and exploded on the seabed, causing all the other U.S. ships in the vicinity to engage in evasive maneuvers under the assumption that the explosion was an attempted attack from a German U-boat. Unfortunately, the Porter had to break radio silence to alert the other ships. Despite this, the Porter's legend was actually born from a notorious incident involving literally shooting a torpedo at the President. It all started when FDR requested that the Iowa demonstrate its anti-air abilities by releasing balloons for target practice. The Porter decided to join in on the fun with some torpedo drills. This quickly went awry when a member of the crew forgot to take the primer out of said torpedo, forcing it directly at the USS Iowa, which the President was aboard. The Porter immediately attempted to warn the Iowa via signal lamp in fear of breaking radio silence again, but gave the incorrect signal, instead reading that they were going to reverse at full speed. After realizing their mistake out of desperation, they broke radio silence and used code words to alert the Iowa. However, this did not prevent every one of the Willie D from immediately being arrested. The first time in history that an entire U.S. naval ship has been arrested at once. Following the incident, the Porter underwent thorough investigation. The only member of the crew to be punished was the torpedo loader who made the initial mistake. He was originally going to be sentenced to manual labor, but FDR stepped in and gave him a presidential pardon. Other ships often poked fun at the Porter, greeting it with, quote, "Don't shoot, we're Republicans," end quote, a nod to FDR being a Democrat. In 1944, the ship was transferred to the Pacific for a while. Its life was relatively normal. Operating out of Alaska, it conducted anti-submarine patrols near the Aleutian Islands and even raided the Japanese-controlled Kuril Islands in June 1944. The ship was being targeted by a kamikaze fighter and managed to avoid it, causing the fighter plane to crash into the water. Thinking they were in the clear, they inadvertently drove directly over the plane, causing the plane to explode. About 3 hours of desperate repairs went by before the order to abandon ship was given. Miraculously, everyone made it out alive, with the ship sinking just 12 minutes after the order. The USS William D. Porter's story embodies the resilience of its crew despite the string of misfortunes and near catastrophic incidents. Sailors preserved and continued to fulfill their duties throughout their many encounters, besides the guy who literally shot a torpedo at the President. Despite the Porter's inability to catch a break, in its final moments, it at least caught a little luck. Right, that's it.